Today we're at Rommaninat Park, and this behind me used to be part of a prison, Maha prison. A very deplorable place, to say the least. Not prisons are nice, but Maha was exceptionally bad. And I figure with these construction walls here behind us, it adds authenticity. Over here are the old cells. We can't get too close anymore, but they would jam people in there, pack them like sardines, lay side by side on the floor. One inmate, or actually two inmates, that spent time here were Warren Fellows, the author of Damage Done, and Paul Hayward, an Australian rugby player who played for the Newton Jets. They were caught smuggling 8.6 kilograms of heroin back in 1978. And yes, they did it. Warren admitted to doing it. The question was, did the punishment exceed the crime? He spent about 3 years in here, and then he moved on to Bangkok prison, which is nicknamed the Big Tiger, which is where death row is. All the suffering they both endured over the years, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of mass incarceration for drugs, and I constantly debate in my own head about crime and punishment. Behind me is an old guard tower, or gun tower, well, both. Yes, these are remnants. It's hard to believe it's been over 40 years since this place was razed to the ground. But those who survived it and are still alive, I don't think the horrors have ever left their mind. You know, I don't think the inmates were allowed to enjoy these such luxuries. Aw, if only they could. I don't know what they had for sports, but I don't think it was this nice. And if you ever feel like pumping iron, come with me. I believe the entrance fee is somewhere between 30 and 50 baht. That was 5 years ago though, so it might have changed. This is what they call taka or takra. There's different ways to say it and spell it. And yes, it's like volleyball, but with the feet. Usually there's a net in between them. It's like a cross between hacky sack and volleyball. Oh, and yes, behind them is another old guard tower. It wasn't just the ruins that were a prison. This entire park that you see now was all part of the prison. At least 90% of it had been razed to the ground. And a park was built here afterwards, probably to forget the horrors of this place. I believe this was the front gate to Maha prison, where people walked in, everyone was processed that way, filled with dread. Well, some people, it was home. Most others were flooded with fear as they entered those gates. A little update. It began its demolishment in 1987 and finished in 1992. I'm not sure when the park was built as of now, but I think most people prefer the park, myself included.